Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, ThundeR versus Solon. This game taking place here on Tide Hunters. Let's go ahead and break things down in this human versus undead matchup. ThundeR spawning as the orange human on the top left-hand side of the map. The other Korean, Solon, spawning as the red undead on the bottom right. Should be a pretty interesting matchup, as it always is in, well, hopefully all of my videos. Hopefully you guys don't find any of the games too boring. If there is a boring game, it's, well, my job to try and make it a bit more interesting, highlight things that you guys don't see, and give a little bit of additional insight rather than just say what's going on, even though, well, sometimes I just say what's going on. Anyways, we're looking things up here. It does seem to be Altar of Darkness, Crypt, Ziggurat, and nothing out of the ordinary in terms of these builds. And I am expecting an Archmage versus a Death Knight matchup. That seems to be the consistent go-to in these battles as of late. Altar of Darkness, it should be that Death Knight. Anything else? No, Lich. Alright, so Lich, as that primary hero, gonna open things up, have access to better nuking. I am curious as to what that second ability is going to be. That second ability, Dark Ritual versus Frost Nova, especially as that Lich, well, needs to find a way to replenish mana, but also needs to be able to keep itself alive. That Frost Armor providing additional armor, obviously, and slowing those melee attackers. Alright, that we should see a quick tech to tier 2 by the undead, as the Lich will definitely need support from that Death Knight. Coming back around off to the north here, we're looking at a Rock Golem chasing after this footman here. Militia gonna go ahead, slip back away, and try and clear out this Forest Troll High Priest first. By clearing out that Forest Troll High Priest very quickly, you minimize the number of units with inner fire, and minimize the amount of healing that is done, and now the Archmage is gonna try to come across here to finish off these remaining units. Acolyte down to 65 hit points is able to back away here. Seems a little bit too far away. There you go. Rock Golem now getting pressured as well. Rock Golem taking down Archmage, picks up a Robe of Magi +6. That's going to be a very big item here. Lich, however, looks like he's going to be able to finish off at least one peasant there, gets on the board with a bit of experience, and now perhaps going to try to go after more and more of these units too. All right, low hit point Ghoul. Is he going to get taken down? One more shot. Yes, it's going to be enough, as the Archmage did have that Robe of Magi +6. Coming back around, more damage getting added in here. Skeletal minions, ghouls trying to make their way inside. There's a big Frost Nova. Is a ghoul going to be able to get in a last attack or two? That is the question. Skeletal minion get the last hit there, as we're looking at, well, skeletal minions trying to finish off more peasants. Another ghoul going to get taken down. Archmage 2.5. Meanwhile, Lich currently at 1.5, now being forced to back away. So Solon, very aggressive here with that early on Lich, and now is gonna, well, get a little bit punished by it. The Death Knight is nowhere nearby. The Lich has no easy way of healing right now. No skeletal minions for that ritual dagger, and the Archmage is just gonna come across here with Boots of Speed. All right, so with Boots of Speed, gonna be able to easily catch up on that distance here, as that Lich is now down to 13 hit points, down to dead, as the Archmage, well, now gonna try and retreat back and perhaps try and clear out another creep camp, and this is playing very well for ThundeR. All right, ThundeR nearing level 3 on that Archmage. May be able to get to level 3 here in just a moment. Ghoul trying to hide in the very far back here. And now that Ghoul by Solon doing a great job of just, well, running in circles, apparently. And now maybe able to retreat back home. Nope, he's just continuing to run in circles, causing a little bit of problems, as that Ghoul is down to 23 hit points. Oh, gonna go ahead and double back around here. That Footman gonna try and hold in that position again. Off to the north, Archmage is already at level 3. These Murlocs are going to get cleaned up here. Tech to tier 2 has not been started by ThundeR, so it is looking like it is going to be an expansion attempt. Meanwhile, down to the south here, Lich does resurrect very quickly, as you guys know, at level 1. And the ghouls are going to clean up that footman right there. A little gift-wrapped footman by the computer to give that Lich level 2. Low hit point Ghoul, 23 hit points, able to, well, survive back in here. Archmage also picks up an additional clause of attack +4. That additional clause of attack +4 will give a total of +10 damage on that Archmage. So that Archmage's auto attack suddenly, well, dealing upwards of 40 some odd damage, and that ranged auto attack damage really starting to, well, put a bit of pressure. Undead, is he going to be able to hold on to this position here? No Death Knight, and, well, for those wondering why it always seems to be Death Knight, well, this Lich is currently having a bit of problems. Graveyard is going to get pressured and destroyed down here. Skeletal minions have been cleaned up. Death Knight now needs to be trained up. Not quite sure why we don't see the training of that Death Knight here, as there is triple water elementals and a hard-hitting Archmage. That is a lot of range damage going after all of these units now. Death Knight now seemingly being trained here. We are looking at the Halls of the Dead and the Nerubian Tower, well, putting in a bit of pressure, and you can see, I believe, yes, the Halls of the Dead also slows the auto attack damage. I don't believe the Nerubian Tower does that. Nope, it does. All right, so it. I thought I saw in a different video that it didn't. Anyways, water elementals continuing to well, clean things up here. There's a little of a ritual heal once more. Acolytes need to be trained, and now that those water elementals are starting to finally come to an end, Archmage finally low on hit points. The pressure is gonna be let up just a little, especially with the appearance of the Death Knight. The sudden appearance of the Death Knight coupled with the Lich's, the Lich's Frost Nova should spell a quick retreat there. There's level 3 on that Lich. Level 3 Lich, level 1 Death Knight, certain to be able to cause some problems for a low hit point Archmage. As ThundeR retreats back with this water elemental here, more acolytes going to come in, but Solon is in such a big comeback position now. ThundeR does have an expo up. He has not started his tech to tier 2, and, well, that may be the only thing that saves Solon. We need to see the graveyard now get placed down. Without the graveyard, we do not see the slaughterhouse. And without the slaughterhouse, well, that is going to be a big setback as well. No addition of those obsidian statues. And without those obsidian statues, it just feels like Undead is, well, not firing on all cylinders. There's a big Frost Nova right there. Death Knight could try and Death Coil. Yes, does Death Coil another target there. Archmage could try and, well, auto attack, but currently healing up as well. Doesn't use that clarity potion. Lich needs to back away. Are we going to see another big Frost Nova? No, we are not. I believe the Lich is trying to find the right opportunity to do so, but has not been able to do that. All right, there's a big Frost Nova onto a totally suspecting Footman. Footman could get taken down, and he does, but ThundeR with another beautiful deny as the units are retreating back again and again. Death Knight desperately wants to get to level 2 for a little bit of faster movement speed, but unable to do that there. Lich, well, Lich is still getting in auto attacks onto some of those water elementals. ThundeR may end up getting a deny there. Not quite sure if that deny did not get off there, as the Archmage down to 122 hit points. Death Knight down to 5 hit points, gets taken down by the water elemental. So the Archmage with water elementals and that auto attack bonus has really been the one, well, pretty much leading the charge here. Drops a water elemental, gonna pick up a goblin zeppelin. Both sides fighting their way through, and now gonna try and engage. All right, Lich gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Auto attacks. ThundeR is making some noise here, doing some auto attack hit and runs, and that might be enough. Is he gonna be able to goblin zeppelin, fly over the unfriendly skies, keep track of that Lich? And this Lich could be taken down here. Archmage with boots of speed trying to chase after that Lich. Lich may have to fall on his own fork, or not fork. Oh, fall on his sword. Why did I say fork? I was like, no, the Lich doesn't have a sword. He has a fork, but he doesn't even have, like, it's a Lich. He can't even eat. All right, coming back around. Archmage able to, well, get in a little bit more healing again. A tech to tier 2 nearly completed. Death Knight and Lich now back out on the battlefield. A Temple of the Damned with Slaughterhouse. And are we going into a meat or a necro wagon strategy? All right, Necro Wagon would come as a complete surprise and perhaps a shock Thunder at this point, who has been playing a beautiful game thus far. Coming back around, Lich gonna go well, finish off this giant sea turtle here. We are looking at a panda on the battlefield instead of Mountain King. So Panda, quick training, trying to get some experience on the board. Death Knight, well, denying that a bit, wanting to get that experience instead, as that Panda currently stays at level 1. Both sides still fighting back and forth here. Death Knight, Unholy Aura trying to close in on that distance, but that is a very large human army ready to engage a rather small undead army now. Taking a look back off to the north, we are going into Workshop and that Arcane Sanctum, teching the tier 3, so it looks like it will be Knights with Inner Fire, or Knights with Priest, not necessarily Inner Fire, as Destroyers will devour that, and well, some flying machines with flak cannons. Panda looking to perhaps blow things over against all of these water elementals here. Archmage does drop down as well. There's level 2 on that Brewmaster here. Without any priest, well, many of these footmen are just going to get cleaned up, but that is going to make way for supply for ThundeR here. ThundeR, well, making some noise, training up some riflemen. Well, shouldn't really need the rifleman as of yet, but doesn't want to fall behind or get caught off guard. ThundeR does need to train up a couple of additional farms, though. He is currently supply blocked at 41 over 42. There it is. He plans to burst into low upkeep once the time comes. There's a breath of fire across a bunch of units there. Panda trying to finish off some units, perhaps get some damage onto those obsidian statues. Obsidian statues are trying to retreat back out. It seems like 3 water elementals has been constantly present for ThundeR, as another breath of fire now goes down. Level 4 now on the Lich. Banshee going to get cleaned up by a water elemental here, as the Archmage with a second robe of Magi going to be able to deal quite a bit of damage, but the Goblet, well, around the corner, out of sight, Death Coil Frost Nova shuts down a level 4 Archmage. All right, that is a big deal indeed. Death Knight now sitting at level 3, selling those rune bracers. If a Mountain King was out on the battlefield, perhaps he would have held on to it, but without a Mountain King, no real danger there. Meanwhile, we are getting up an additional obsidian statue. Archmage has been resurrected at the tavern. ThundeR has plenty of gold, but really wants to be saving that gold for training up new units once the time comes. We are looking at mortar teams, and I don't know, mortar teams seems like it's going to be bad news, especially with already a level 3 Death Knight and a level 4 Lich. Death Coil Frost Nova against that backline is going to cause some serious problems. Destroyer now backing away, as that Destroyer form upgrade has been completed, and well, going to try and clean up a couple of these Murlocs. Flying Machine, well, off to the side here, is doing a little bit of scouting. Death Knight still sitting at level 3. Lich sitting at level 4, as we see a Dreadlord as the final undead hero. All right, so Dreadlord to perhaps try and, take down those flying machines, as the Destroyer now trying to make its way over as well. Dreadlord opted to go for Sleep as that first ability, though, so it is going to take a little bit of time, as we're looking at Priest and Mortar teams looking to rally through and actually may end up spotting first there. There's a little bit of damage on that Obsidian statue in the back, turning around, trying to fight, and we are going to be looking at some Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, death of a ghoul there, as the units, of ThundeR catching Solon off guard and, getting some attacks in the back. Panda, however, still only sitting at level 2 after all this time, and now the Paladin now out on the battlefield. Perhaps he will also have a Staff of Sanctuary to try and heal up as well. All right, little bit of easy damage there. The Destroyer is able to devour magic, trying to finish off some units. Sleep has not even been used as of yet. We're still looking at a little bit of damage. Finally see Sleep being used there to try and save back a low hit point Priest, as we're looking at Flying Machines, Holy Light, more damage still getting racked up once again. ThundeR at 54 supplies, Solon looking at 44. ThundeR has so many advantages, but Soin, well, and now has the unit composition that he wants and has the hero level advantage. Level 4, level 3, and level 1 going up against 4, 2, 1, as we're looking at more creeping still going out here on the battlefield. Death Knight now also adding in a pendant of energy as well. And is this gonna is the saying and strategy gonna hold true? All undead needs are heroes and obsidian statues, and he can still win the game. Going after all of these creep camps here, well, going to be easy to clear up. Meanwhile, Gargantuan Sea Turtle going to be dropping a nice, powerful item here. Potion of Greater Healing. Who's that going to go on to? That is the question now, as the Archmage does have plus 23 damage on top of that Orb of Fire, slowing down any real healing. Units are looking to retreat back here. Death Knight, well, there goes a Carrion Swarm pushing on through. Death Knight really wanting to perhaps get up to level 4, and noticing that he's a little bit of experience shy from level 4, opted to turn around, get some damage onto a flying machine, get to level 4 for that faster movement speed. All right, hit and run tactics are obviously better if you have the movement speed to execute those strategies now, and still a one level advantage for those second heroes between the Panda and the Death Knight. Both sides fighting their way through here. Abomination trying to act to be in that front line spot. Who's going to get the last hit on the Null Overseer? It looks as though the Panda will be getting that experience, as the Destroyers are trying to fight back onto Blight here, and this low hit point Destroyer does end up surviving again. Flying machines are retreating back once more, as the Destroyers no longer have any mana to try and get some splash damage onto those units. All right, Destroyers quickly going after a Mortar Team. Mortar Team quickly sent back home. Banshees do have possession. Are they going to try and go after those Knights? That is the question now, as we're looking at some damage getting racked up here. All right, Knight, low hit point Knight getting backed up. There's a Death Coil to heal back up. Dreadlord has been, well, it had some inner fire issues, as the Death Knight now trying to retreat back down to 69 hit points, down to 13. The auto attacks have just been such a big deal, as Holy Light dealing the killing blow on that Death Knight. All right, units are going to be retreating back, but at what cost? Brewmaster now to 243 hit points. He's trying to retreat back away. Paladin is there as well. There's a potion of healing, as the Lich, or the Dreadlord trying to retreat back as well. Dreadlord going to fall back here. Are we going to see some sleeps? No, we are not. Carrion Swarms could line up 50 supply compared to 55. And, well, ThundeR with a plenty of gold, but not breaking into the upper ends of low upkeep, even with 1,500 gold in the bank. All right, trying to finish things up. There goes another water elemental again. Dreadlord continuing to get blasted just a little bit, as we're looking at obsidian statues trying to hold this undead army together. All right, pressure is lining up. Are we going to see some flying machines? Carrion Swarm. There's a Death Coil Frost Nova, but not going to be enough to finish off that Archmage, as the Scroll of Talon Portal does take them back home safely. All right. Yeah, ThundeR's macro is a bit lacking right now. Could have been training up Barracks, Arcane Sanctum, Flying Machines. Just try to crank out those units. In the past, I've said it. Well, there is no interest rate here in Warcraft 3. Gold in the bank does not necessarily translate to winning on the battlefield, unless you gotta train some units. 66 supply now compared to 64. ThundeR has had plenty of opportunities to try and, well, pull ahead, and now Solon is starting to pull alongside and perhaps even become ahead of his opponent. ThundeR is, well, looking to set up this expo here, Scroll of Town Portal, to try and defend and try and hold this off. ThundeR, 52 supply army going up against 66. What's going on between these two, as both sides are going to be getting underway? Staff of Sanctuary trying to save some low hit point units, and there are two Staff of Sanctuaries between these two armies. Now, Flying Machines trying to flank across here. Banshees are in position. Perhaps we are going to see some possessions as well. Drunken Haze. Oh, no Breath of Fire. Beautiful sleep on the Panda to stop that Breath of Fire here, as both sides are fighting their way through. Knights are trying to get away here. Obsidian Statues trying to come back. 69 supply compared to 67. Who's winning out on this battle, as the Flying Machines are going after those Destroyers? If you are fleeing, then you are generally taking more damage than your opponent, as the Destroyers turn back around to try and finish off these Flying Machines here. We do see a couple of possessions. 62 supply compared to 63, as the Knights, well, well, turning coats here and becoming red as the Lich now retreating back as well. Death Knight does not have enough mana for a Death Coil as of yet. Obsidian Statue could get taken down, and that's what ThundeR needed. A decisive win, pushing Solon back here and perhaps shutting down this Expo before it can get started. 59 supply compared to 63. Death Knight, Lich continuing to fight this battle. I believe Breath of Fire Lich somehow survives. That Lich was down to 8 hit points, and instead the Death Knight falls. Brewmaster, Death Knight fall there. Loss of both secondary heroes as the Lich is now trying to, well, follow up here once more. All right, it looks as though, yes, Paladin with Divine Shield and Ring of Regeneration. Are we going to see the death of the Dreadlord? Yes, we are. Both sides still fighting their way through as the Destroyers are now, well, trying to finish off some more of those Knights. Archmage could be in trouble. Are we going to see a potion of some sort of heal? Yes, we do. Is that going to be enough, though? Paladin still trying to retreat. Frost Nova continuing to machine gun out those level 3 Frost Novas and able to shut down the Archmage. Remember, the Archmage had engaged the fight using that Scroll of Town Portal, Potion of Greater Healing on that Lich now as the Lich gets to level 6. Destroyers able to devour all of the magic there, and now the Paladin being forced to retreat all the way back. All right, some big losses. Flying Machines getting cleaned up. What an absolute bloodbath as all heroes except for one on both sides currently getting or are out of commission and need to get resurrected or retrained. All right, well, ThundeR had plenty of gold, so opting to try and resurrect him at the tavern. He is running on 3 gold mines right now, but that's not going to last very much longer. Only a minute and a half mining left on the main bases as we look at a continuing fight here. Lich needs to, well, fall back. We do see level 2 Dark Ritual. Perhaps, I don't know, or instead of level 3, I don't know if Death and Decay will become the game changer as it is, as the Lich is now trying to retreat back here. Flying Machines able to really shoot down all of those Destroyers here without any AoE damage on those Flying Machines. The Destroyers are pretty much have no protection. All right, ThundeR now retreating back once more. 46 supply compared to 71. Unsummoning here at the Necropolis going on as a couple of Acolytes get, well, taken out. All right, Holy Light on that Brewmaster. Paladin needs plenty of mana. Level 2 Brilliant Aura over level 3 as we see a Death Coil saving that Banshee there. Units are retreating back. That Obsidian Statue taking far too much damage again, venturing forth only to realize, wait, I don't want to be there. All right, Paladin could be in trouble. Divine Shield in time. Staff of Sanctuary on the, well, Brewmaster should be ready to go. As the Obsidian Statue is going to try and hide in the very far back. Water Elemental, however, going to get that little bit of damage again and clean things up. All right, those Water Elementals have really been doing quite a job, especially now that all of those Destroyers were taken down earlier, and we're looking at the Siege Engine starting to roll into position to try and take down this Black Citadel here. We're going to be out of gold, even with the Lich at level 6, Death Knight at level 4, Resurrecting Dreadlord at level 3. Well, ThundeR making a hero level comeback and now starting to well, close out this game as there's not much that Solon can do. Lich still trying to turn around, fight back here, but yeah, Death and Decay never really going to become an issue. Perhaps level 3 Dark Ritual would have been better for more Frost Novas as we see the Paladin somehow able to escape away at 6 hit points. There's another Holy Light. Lich could be in trouble, down to 153 hit points, down to 88. We're going to see a Death Coil heal. There it is, and now perhaps try and go after that Paladin. Paladin now up onto the high ground there to try to get out of sight. Beautiful use once more as the Lich now needs to back away again. All right, what are we going to look back and forth here? Do we see, well, Paladin going to go ahead and be dropped back down. Siege Engines trying to finish off this Black Citadel. Both sides still fighting their way through. Lich is in the very far back. Spellbreaker now trying to engage here as well. There's a Holy Light finishing off that Lich, and that should be the game. There you have it. ThundeR taking a very commanding lead early on. A little bit of, well, messy gameplay I mean, Thunder, look at the score, 3,000 gold, and sitting at 51, 51 supply. It feels like he was in this low upkeep limbo for actually quite a time. Still, a great job by Thunder capitalizing on Soin not going for the meta standard Death Knight. Those early on drops, that robe of Magi +6, coupled with that claws of attack +4, coupled with, well, just the just very strong mana management on the Archmage, allowed for a lot of triple water elemental and hard hitting Archmage to, well, just slow down undead tech. Once that graveyard was first disrupted, you knew that it was going to further delay that slaughterhouse, further delay everything else, and that gave Thunder just plenty of time to play his game. Solon did do a strong comeback in the mid portion, as Undead often does, getting that hero level advantage, but in the end, it still wasn't enough. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. Yeah, look at that. Solon still has the hero level advantage or experience advantage there. It was a massive resource difference between the two. 10,000 extra gold mined on top of the 5,000 gold lost to upkeep.